Nestled in the very core of Southeast Asia lies a nation of quiet beauty and remarkable resilience. This is Laos, a country often overlooked by the world, yet possessing a charm all its own. Officially known as the Lao People's Democratic Republic, it is a place where ancient traditions coexist with the slow march of modernity. Unlike its neighbors, Laos has no coastline. It is completely surrounded by land. This landlocked position has shaped its history, culture, and character. It has fostered self-reliance and preserved a way of life wonderfully untouched by time. China, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Myanmar. This position at the crossroads of Indochina has made Laos a meeting point of cultures. The story of Laos is survival and endurance. For centuries it was the kingdom of Lansang, the land of 1,000,000 elephants. Majestic elephants symbolized royal strength. Today Laos continues its quiet, proud journey into the 21st century. Its official name was adopted in 1975, a modern turning point. For travelers, Laos evokes saffron-robed monks, misty mountains, tranquil rivers. It invites you to slow down and breathe. The journey into understanding this fascinating country begins with its geography. It is a nation defined not by what it lacks, but by the abundance it possesses, natural splendor, and cultural wealth. The landscape of Laos is dominated by two powerful natural features, rugged mountains and winding rivers. It is a country sculpted by nature's hand over millennia. More than 70% of its land is covered in mountains and high plateaus, creating a dramatic and often inaccessible terrain. These verdant ranges, part of the Annamite Cordillera, run like a great spine down the eastern part of the country, separating it from Vietnam. Communities have often developed in isolation, fostering a rich diversity of cultures and dialects. The highest peak, Pho Bia, stands at a formidable 2,819 meters, its summit often shrouded in cool mist. The rivers are the lifeblood of Laos, the arteries that carry water, commerce, and culture. Foremost among them is the magnificent Mekong River. The Mekong flows through Laos for an astonishing 1,898 kilometers, defining its western border with Thailand and Myanmar. It is not just a body of water, it is a way of life. For countless communities, the river provides everything: fish for food, water for crops, a natural highway for transportation. Its gentle currents have carried traders, monks, and armies for centuries. Other significant rivers, such as the Nam U, Nam Ngum, Tha, branch off from the Mekong, weaving a complex network of waterways that nourishes the entire country. This combination creates a landscape of breathtaking beauty, but also immense challenges. Steep forested slopes make large-scale agriculture difficult, forcing farmers to carve terraces into the hillsides. Travel can be slow and arduous, with winding mountain roads that become treacherous during the rainy season. Yet this geography has also protected Laos from overdevelopment, preserving pristine forests and diverse wildlife. The country is home to vital ecosystems, harboring rare species like the Asian elephant, tiger, and the elusive saola, discovered in the 1990s. Borders are defined by these natural features. The Mekong forms a long natural boundary with Thailand, a porous frontier where cultures and economies have mingled for generations. In the east, the Annamite Mountains form a formidable wall between Laos and Vietnam, a barrier that shaped political and military history. This interplay of mountains, rivers, and borders has forged a nation both connected to its neighbors and distinctly separate. The geography is an active participant, shaping the daily routines, the economy, and the very soul of the Lao people. The climate of Laos is governed by the great annual rhythm of the monsoon. There are two distinct seasons that dictate the pace of life for everyone, from the farmer in the rice paddy to the shopkeeper in the city. The first is the rainy season, which typically begins in May and lasts until October. During these months, moisture-laden winds from the southwest sweep across the country, bringing heavy downpours and high humidity. The landscape transforms, turning a brilliant, vibrant green. Rivers swell, sometimes overflowing their banks, and the rice fields become vast, shimmering pools of water. This is a time of intense agricultural activity, as farmers work tirelessly to plant the year's rice crop. Following the rains comes the dry season. From November to February, the weather is cool and dry. The humidity drops, and the temperatures are pleasant, making this the most popular time for festivals and for visitors to explore the country. This is a period of harvest, a time for communities to come together and celebrate the fruits of their labor. It is a season of relative ease after the hard work of planting and the challenges of the monsoon rains. Life slows down, and there is a palpable sense of contentment in the air. The second part of the dry season, from March to April, is the hottest time of the year. The temperatures soar, and the landscape becomes parched and dusty. The rivers recede, revealing sandbanks, and the lush greenery fades to shades of brown and yellow. It is during this hot, dry period that Laos celebrates its most important festival, Pai Mai, the Lao New Year. This festival is famous for its enthusiastic water throwing, a joyful and symbolic act of washing away the old year's misfortunes and welcoming the cooling relief of the coming monsoon. This climate cycle has a profound effect on the daily lives of the Lao people. It determines when crops are planted and harvested, when roads might be impassable, and when it is best to build or repair a home. The rhythm of the monsoon is deeply embedded in the culture. People have learned to live in harmony with this powerful natural force, adapting their work, their celebrations, and their entire way of life to its predictable yet powerful pattern. The monsoon is more than just weather. It is the clock by which the entire nation of Laos operates, a timeless cycle of rain and sun, of growth and harvest. To understand how Laos is organized, think of it as a pyramid of communities starting from the smallest village and building up to the national level. The entire country is divided into 17 provinces, known as Khoeng, plus one prefecture which contains the capital city, Vientiane. Each province is like a large state, with its own governor and administrative center. These provinces vary greatly in size, population, and geography. Mountainous northern regions like Phong Sali, to the flat, fertile plains of Savannakhet in the south. This structure helps the central government manage a country with diverse landscapes and scattered populations. Within each province, the next level of administration is the district, or muang. There are approximately 148 districts across the country. A district is essentially a collection of towns and villages. It serves as a more local center for government services, education, and healthcare. The district office is an important hub for the people living in the surrounding area. A place to register births, get official documents, and connect with the wider provincial and national administration. Below the districts are the sub-districts, or taseng, and finally, the most fundamental unit of Lao society, the village, known as Ban. There are over 8,500 villages scattered across the country, and for most of the population, the village is the center of their world. Each village has a chief who is elected by the residents and acts as the community leader and liaison with higher levels of government. The village is where life truly happens. It is where families are raised, where festivals are celebrated, and where community decisions are made. The strength and cohesion of the village unit is the bedrock upon which the entire nation is built. This hierarchical administrative structure, from village to province, provides a framework for governing the nation. It ensures that even the most remote communities in the rugged highlands are connected to the central government in Vientiane. For the average person, however, their identity is most strongly tied to their Baan. They are a resident of their village first, their district second, and their province third. This deep sense of local belonging is a defining characteristic of Lao society, creating a nation that is a tapestry of thousands of small, interconnected, and resilient communities. Agriculture is the backbone of the Lao economy and honestly the very heart of its culture. For the vast majority of the population, life revolves around cultivating the land. It's a way of life passed down through generations. A deep, intimate connection between people and the soil that sustains them. The most important crop by far is rice. Rice is more than a food staple. It's central to national identity. The Lao call themselves Luk Kao Niao, children of sticky rice. Sticky rice is eaten at almost every meal, rolled into small balls with the fingers, used to scoop up other dishes. The agricultural calendar is dictated by the monsoon seasons: planting, growing, harvesting. The work is labor-intensive, with entire families and communities participating. When the first rains arrive in May and June, fields are plowed for planting, often plowed with water buffalo. Young rice seedlings are transplanted by hand into flooded paddies. Neighbors help one another. Communal effort. The sight of people bent over in shimmering water planting seedlings is iconic. While sticky rice dominates, Lao farmers grow many other plants: chilies, aubergines, leafy greens, mangoes, papayas, bananas. In cooler, higher elevations, different crops thrive. Coffee plantations, especially on the Bolavan Plateau. Other cash crops: maize, tobacco, cotton, sugarcane. These crops provide vital income for families. Agriculture shapes social and spiritual life beyond the economy. Rituals asking spirits for a good harvest. Celebrations giving thanks for the land's bounty. This shared experience unites the Lao people in the rhythm of the rice fields. Laos is home to a wonderfully diverse population, a rich tapestry of different ethnic groups, each with its own unique language, customs, and traditions. The most recent estimates place the population at around 7.5 million people. This is actually a relatively small number for a country of its size, making Laos one of the least densely populated nations in Asia. The population is also very young, with a large proportion of people under the age of 25, which promises a dynamic future for the nation. The population is not evenly distributed across the country. The majority of people live in the fertile lowlands along the Mekong River and its main tributaries. This is where the largest cities are found, including the capital, Vientiane, Luang Prabang, Savannakhet, and Paksay. However, Laos remains a predominantly rural country. A large percentage of the population lives in small villages scattered throughout the countryside, their lives closely tied to agriculture and the natural environment. The government officially recognizes 50 ethnic groups, though anthropological studies suggest the number could be much higher. These groups are broadly classified into three main categories based on the altitude at which they traditionally live. The Lao Lum, or lowland Lao, make up the majority of the population. They primarily inhabit the river valleys and lowlands and are the dominant group in politics and culture. Their language, Lao, is the official language of the country, and their traditions, which are closely linked to Theravada Buddhism, are the most widely visible. The Lao Theung, or Midland Lao, live on the slopes of the mountains, typically at elevations between 300 and 900 meters. They practice slash-and-burn agriculture and have their own distinct animist beliefs and languages. The Lao Sung, or Highland Lao, inhabit the highest mountain regions, above 900 meters. This group includes peoples like the Hmong and the Yao, who migrated into Laos over the last few centuries. They maintain strong, independent cultural traditions and are known for their resilience and their intricate textile arts. This mosaic of peoples makes Laos a fascinating and complex nation. The usual Lao house is really pretty and works well. It's built just right for the weather and the area. In the countryside, most homes are wooden houses built up high on stilts. This style helps in a few big ways. First, flood protection during heavy monsoon rains. Second, better airflow keeps the house cooler. The space under the house is super useful. A shady spot for working, a place for fixing tools, a spot for weaving on a loom, a safe place to keep chickens at night, a safe place to keep buffalo at night. Building these houses often involves the whole community. Neighbors and family come together to help build. They give time and materials, main frames made from strong hardwood, walls and floors from woven bamboo or wood planks, roofs of grass, thatch, palm leaves, or increasingly metal roofs because they last longer. Inside is simple. One big open main room for living, eating, and sleeping. A separate smaller cooking area. A wide porch or balcony is key. It's where people meet guests and relax in the evening. Everyday life is centered on community. Privacy is different. Doors often left open. Neighbors walk in to chat or share a meal. Kids are raised by everyone and move freely between houses. This spirit of working together keeps people fed and safe. People depend on each other, helping with the rice harvest, taking care of sick people, celebrating weddings and funerals. This strong social connection creates belonging and safety. Old customs and good manners guide daily life. Showing respect to elders is most important. Greeting elders with the no-pee, hands pressed together like a prayer. People avoid open fights or bad-mouthing others. Life moves slower, more relaxed. Bo Pen Yang, don't worry, it's nothing. This calm way of life is one of Laos's charms. Community, respect, being happy. It shows a society valuing togetherness over individual success. The modern political history of Laos has been shaped by a series of leaders who have guided the nation through periods of monarchy, conflict, and socialist revolution. Before 1975, Laos was a constitutional monarchy. One key figure was Prince Suvarnabhumi, who served multiple terms as prime minister between 1951 and 1975, trying to maintain Lao neutrality during the Cold War. In December 1975, the monarchy was abolished. The Lao People's Democratic Republic was established. A new era began under the Lao People's Revolutionary Party. The first and most influential leader was Kaison Phomvihan. He served as prime minister from 1975 to 1991, then as president until his death in 1992. He oversaw collectivization of agriculture and established a one-party system. His leadership shaped Laos for nearly 2 decades. After Quezon, Laos began gradual economic reform. His successor, Khamtai Siphandone, served as prime minister from 1991 to 1998, introducing the new economic mechanism that opened Laos to foreign investment and private enterprise. Leadership passed to a new generation. Prime Minister Boussoun Bouphavan, 2006-2010. Prime Minister Thongsin Thamavong, 2010-2016. They focused on economic development, poverty reduction, and strengthening ties with neighboring countries. In recent years, leadership continued this trajectory. Thongloun Sisoulith was prime minister from 2016 to 2021, then became president. His tenure focused on tackling corruption and improving governance. He was succeeded by Phankham Viphavan, 2021-2023. Most recently, Sonexay Siphandone took office in December 2022. Sonexay is the son of former leader Khamtai Siphandone. This shows continuity of leadership within the party. These leaders have steered Laos on a cautious path of development, balancing economic growth, political stability, and social order. Laos is a country of quiet wonders, a nation that reveals its treasures slowly to those who take the time to look. Its uniqueness does not come from grand monuments, but from something far more subtle and profound. It is found in the genuine warmth of its people, in the serene beauty of its landscapes, in a culture that values harmony and simplicity. Being the only landlocked country in Southeast Asia has not been a weakness but a source of distinct character, allowing it to preserve a way of life that has been lost in much of the world. Soaring mountains and life-giving rivers created not only a visually stunning country, but also a rich mosaic of cultures. Lowland Lao in the fertile river plains, Hmong in the misty highlands, dozens of ethnic groups with their textiles, markets, and dances. The rhythm of the monsoon and the cycle of the rice harvest continue to dictate the pace of life. The spirit of community, embodied in the stilt houses of the Baan and the shared labor in the fields, is perhaps the most enduring quality of Laos. The gentle philosophy of Bo Pen Yang, accepting things as they are with a calm heart. This is not a sign of apathy, but of profound wisdom that peace of mind and strong relationships are more valuable than material wealth or frantic activity. In conclusion, Laos is a nation that defies easy categorization. It is a socialist state embracing market economics, an ancient culture navigating the pressures of modernity, and a quiet haven of natural beauty. It is the land of 1,000,000 elephants, the land of sticky rice, and the land of a gentle and resilient people. Its true magic lies in the small moments, the sight of monks collecting alms at dawn, the taste of freshly steamed sticky rice, the sound of laughter echoing from beneath a stilt house. It is a country that doesn't shout for attention but whispers, inviting you to listen closely to its remarkable story.